Welcome in, guys. In today's video, we have a slight rant on why I think Nike is enabling resellers to run our pockets. Let's get into it. So with Nike revamping their production schedule to produce less and less product as it pertains to its sneaker segment, we're starting to see Nike's release strategy unfold right before our very eyes as it also pertains to its Halo Jordan brand. Just a little over 3 months into the new calendar year, we've seen several iconic retro Jordans being released, which almost seems to be every week at this point. So in these short few weeks, we've seen the release of the Jordan 3 Black Cats, the 40th anniversary High 85 Bread, Galaxy Foamposite, Jordan 12 Flu Games, reimagined black metallic 5s, cool gray 9s, the Nigel Bike Air 4s, SB4 Navies, and the Jordan 1 Union LA Shadow to Chicago's, just to name a few. Hype has entered the chat. Very well done, Nike. A-. Next up, product availability. B-. And implications of that, C+. Let me explain. Supply and demand. In my opening statements, Nike made it known that we were going to cut back on production in hopes of driving a tighter revenue stream. Kudos for being transparent on that, Nike. But herein lies their schematics and strategy. Leading up to 2025, we saw the injection of the full Jordan brand catalog of some of the most coveted Jordans to ever release. And to name a few, the Galaxy Foamposites again, shattered backboards, undefeated 4s. Hell, the Galaxy alone had people signing their car titles over just for a chance to snag a pair. But nonetheless, the release calendar for 2025 is filled with iconic hype Jordans, and demand has entered the chat. Again, very well done, Nike. A-. Now herein lies the problem for the average consumer. Quick disclaimer, sneakerheads that love the hunt and bending over backwards to the level of almost begging a retailer to take your money for sneakers, this section of the video might not be for you. Let's continue. Availability. The last couple of years leading up to 2025, we witnessed some of our favorite GR retros release with ample supply to the point that majority of the product was easily available to access after release. Days of old when you could go into any mall or any brick and mortar establishment and pick up a pair of your favorite sneakers, virtually carefree and sometimes even at a discounted price. And you best believe it, Nike said no more of that. In turn, they're willing to underproduce availability at the cost of fabricating hype and to a point creating hysteria, which also in turn enables a thriving resale market. And Nike has no plans of holding its tier 0 bulk buyers to a higher standard. And that's very evident as some of these retailers are blatantly backdooring most of their inventory for higher profit margins right in front of Nike's face. Nike, how can you not see 99% of their stock backdoors immediately upon delivery, leaving maybe 1% stock for in-store availability and for their shitty raffle systems? And don't get me started on that. I could make a whole new rant video on the bullshit I keep hearing about making relationships with local skate shops and retailers, blah, blah, blah. Why the fuck am I gonna kiss your ass to hope you take my money? Why support them when they backdoor they hype inventory while leaving their regular Joe Schmoes no chance to purchase for retail at all, save for the few pity sales that they do release to the general public? But I digress. Back on topic. Every release this year has so far been very limited, with the Bread 85s having 10K pairs worldwide. The resale on that shoe was ridiculous. And I should know, as that I am a 2-time victim of that sneaker resale price. But again, I digress. Oh no, the buck doesn't stop there. Every other release currently also has an inflated price as we speak. And we've seen Nike implement a new style of releasing a couple drops on the Nike sneaker app, and those being the Galaxy Foams and also the Union 1s coming by way of early access via draw. What the fuck, Nike? Really? You give certain accounts early access. Okay, that's to be understood. We're used to that. But you took it a step further and gave certain accounts early access only to have them enter a 2-hour draw. Wow. Way to give your consumer a higher percentage chance taking an exclusivity L. I mean, we've seen smaller companies such as Union's recent drop, ton of success and a higher win rate. And we've also seen Travis Scott's recent drops also have recent success as well by thinking outside the box. And they actually send out personal links to purchase their products via email. So you're telling me a huge magnet company like Nike can do something similar with its Nike accounts? Yeah, I call bullshit on that. Implications. Nike and Jordan brand, congrats on creating the nesting ground for the hype and hysteria that you so sought after. But let me tell you about the implications that you also created. Number one being the thought process of lowering production to fabricate demand and hype, only to take in a slightly more stable and likely less than moderate profit margin versus previous earnings. Good job, Nike. Way to give those potential earnings away to your bulk buyers. In result, we the consumer now have to depend on being lucky enough to win these limited quantity sneakers via corrupt retailers' raffle systems, shitty releases via the sneakers app, early access draw system bullshit, getting price gouged in the resale market. Hey, never mind possibly getting shot, stabbed, or lynched standing in line at various sneaker establishments. That is what you've created. I mean, really, Nike, did the resurgence of New Balance, Asics, and Hoka strike fear in you? Or did your ego take hold? I often imagine heated conference rooms filled with micromanagers yelling and spewing Cheerios as they brainstorm ideas on how to regain their so-called status. Oh, yes, that's what we need. We need to create such hype to have them beat each other's brains out on release date for a pair of $16 shoes. Golly, George, genius. Is this what we have to look forward to in 2025? Is this how Nike's gonna handle its releases? We know there's tons and tons of iconic retros releasing this year. And in my opinion, this blueprint that Nike's laid out, it doesn't inspire much confidence.